Hello, my name is Lisa Oliver and I am an Associate Director on the Farms and Estates team here at Hazlewoods. Today's webinar is going to cover Making Tax Digital. So today's agenda is listed here and my contact details are on the right hand side if you do ever want to contact me to discuss anything regarding Making Tax Digital or Making VAT Digital. Making Tax Digital. HMRC has an ambition to become one of the most digitally advanced tax administrations in the world, with Making Tax Digital aiming to transform tax administration so it is more effective, more efficient and easier to get right. All businesses will be required to report income and expenditure on a quarterly basis, which will potentially mean the end of the annual tax return. VAT-registered businesses above the threshold of 85,000 will have to keep digital records and submit their VAT returns using Making Tax Digital compatible software. This will begin on the 1st of April 2019 with Making Tax Digital for VAT, more commonly known as Making VAT Digital or MVD. The government have said that they will not widen the scope of Making Tax Digital beyond VAT until the system has been shown to work, and not before April 2020 at the earliest. How will it impact your business? Whilst change can be daunting, submitting quarterly returns could be a real benefit to your farming business. The need to prepare and review information quarterly can give you the opportunity to make more informed business decisions. You and your advisors will have access to up-to-date, meaningful financial information that can be used to provide constructive advice, enabling key business decisions to be made on an informed, timely basis. Making VAT Digital. From the 1st of April 2019, all VAT-registered businesses with a taxable turnover above the VAT threshold will be required to maintain digital records. This will mean that if you are VAT registered but your taxable turnover is below 85,000, and please be aware that basic payment is not included in your taxable turnover, then you will not have to submit your VAT returns digitally. This will mean that virtually all farming businesses will have to keep digital records and use Making VAT Digital compliant software to record income and expenses and submit their VAT return. It is estimated that 20 to 30% of farming businesses will not be automatically compliant, so it is really important that you check whether you are and get yourself ready for the 1st of April 2019. When might you not be compliant? If you're currently using paper-based cash book, spreadsheets, software requiring updates, or non-compliant Making VAT Digital software, then you are not going to be compliant. With regards to software requiring updates, it's really important that you check that your software provider that you're currently using is up to date. One of the main ones to check is Sage. If you are on an old version of Sage, it is unlikely that you are compliant, so you'll need to speak to Sage with regards to upgrading your software. If you are wondering whether your software package that you use is compliant or not, HMRC do have a list published detailing which software providers are compliant. If you are using a non-compliant software package, then I'd suggest you speak to your provider to see if they are going to be Making VAT Digital compliant, or you need to seek another option. With paper-based cash books and spreadsheets, you will definitely need to think about what you're going to do going forward. There will be a short-term solution for anyone using Excel spreadsheets in that you can use a bridging software, which will mean that you can submit the VAT return digitally, but this will only be a short-term solution and will not be applicable when Making Tax Digital comes in potentially in 2020. Exemptions. If you think that it's not reasonably practical for you to submit your VAT return online, and this may be due to age, disability, religious beliefs or lack of broadband, then you can contact HMRC to see if you can get an exemption. Hazlewoods have tried to contact HMRC a couple of times to see if there's exemptions available for clients, and we've been told that we need to write on an individual basis. So it is important that you speak to your advisor to discuss an application for exemption. If an exemption is not appropriate, digital assistance may be available to help you get online support. Partial exemption calculations. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through how to do partial exemption calculations, as that would be a whole webinar in itself. But for partially exempt businesses that are doing monthly, quarterly or annual adjustments, the good news is that you will not need to include the total for the adjustment digitally, in that all the workings will not need to be done through your software. You can continue to do the calculation outside software package, but rather than doing a manual adjustment when you submit the VAT return, you will need to journal this adjustment in. This is the same for any other adjustments that you might usually do manually, for example, fuel scale charges. What do you need to do now? If, after seeing the list of when you might not be compliant, you do realise that you are not compliant for making VAT Digital, then it's really important you've got a solution well in advance of 1st of April 2019. This deadline is going to come around really quickly, so you need to make sure you've got something in place ready for 2 to 3 months' time. Depending on the size of your business, the reports you want to produce and the number of enterprises you have will determine which software package is most appropriate for you. Our recommendation for anyone that's currently using manual cash books or spreadsheets is for them to transfer to a cloud-based package. Software options. For farming businesses, there are a variety of software options. We've got FarmPlan, Summit and Key Prime, which specialise within the agricultural sector. Then we have Xero, Sage and QuickBooks, which are more generic. Xero and QuickBooks are cloud-based options. So these are the two packages we'd recommend if you're moving from an Excel spreadsheet or a manual cash book. The things that I would just point out about FarmPlan, Summit and Key Prime is that they do provide really good reports if you're trying to report on an enterprise basis. If you're already using these software packages and you're utilising them fully, then we wouldn't recommend that you move from these to a cloud-based software. The cloud. One important thing to note is you don't have to be using a cloud-based software to be compliant for making VAT Digital. As long as you're using one of the compliant softwares listed by HMRC, then you'll be absolutely fine. The cloud is a platform that stores data and information which is accessible anytime, anywhere and from any device. There is the opportunity for farmers to use the cloud as part of their everyday record keeping, ensuring all aspects of their financial records are totally up to date and providing them with real-time information they require to run their business successfully. This is useful if clients are wanting to do a profit forecast prior to the year end to see when they should be purchasing kit, when they should be selling crops, if they should be making pension contributions. If your accountant has access to real-time information, these decisions can be made quickly and using reliable data. Cloud accounting and agriculture. Farming businesses are now becoming more technology focused and embracing the internet more than ever. 85% of farms now have either wired or wireless internet access compared to less than 30% 15 years ago. In the last couple of years, there's been a rapid increase in popularity of cloud-based software, mainly due to the advantages it can offer all businesses. The main ones being efficiency, connectivity, security and the ability to utilise real-time information. I'll just run through some of the advantages of cloud-based packages. Cost. Upfront costs are reduced. There are no initial startup costs when you're setting up on a cloud-based package. Rather than having a setup cost, there will be instead a monthly subscription. One of the other benefits with regard to cost is as accountancy and taxation rules and regulations change, the software will be automatically updated and there'll be no additional cost to you or your business. Access. Just having one computer with only one user will become a thing of the past. This allows other family members to be involved. More than one person can have access to the data at any one time. Your accountant can also have access. So whilst you're working on your data, you can give your accountant a call and they'll be able to log into the live data and talk you through any adjustments required. Multiple users can access the information from smartphones and tablets, which will allow you to be connected to all your financial affairs at any time. Time. Anyone using manual cash books or Excel spreadsheets will really see the benefit of time saving when moving to a cloud-based software. Bank transactions will be fed into the system daily, so you'll no longer be typing in or writing down every bank transaction and trying to reconcile your bank to the accountant. This will automatically be done. Real-time information. One of the main disadvantages of traditional software is that the key advisors do not have access to the most up-to-date financial information that could actually add real value to your business in terms of advice given. One of the other things is when you're sending your year-end data across to your accountant, if we have access to real-time information, we can see what's going on post-year-end rather than just what you send through to us to prepare the year-end accounts. The cloud means information can be completely up to date and gives farmers the ability to concentrate on other aspects of their business without feeling like you're tied to the farm office. Having the ability to reconcile the bank whilst you're on the move or pay invoices will have a real time-saving implication. Accountant relationships. Your accountant will be able to access the data throughout the year and advise on how you record transactions and also enter your year-end journals to the software directly. This will ensure that your data is up to date and relevant. If you're using your data for management account purposes, you'll know that all the adjustments have been made and the reports you're running are meaningful. This will be really useful when having meetings with bank managers. With up-to-date, meaningful financial information, key business decisions can be made on an informed, timely basis. This will really change your accountant relationship, and you'll go from having a purely compliance-based relationship, and it will provide better collaboration with other professional advisors, such as bank managers and consultants. Thank you for listening to this webinar. If you have any queries on anything discussed, please don't hesitate to contact me. But it's really important you are compliant prior to 1st of April 2019, as once that date arrives, you'll have to start submitting VAT returns digitally. Thank you.